Morning, guys. It's 5 after 6 in the morning. It's Sunday. Dare I mention which particular national holiday this is supposed to be? Yeah, I woke up pissed. Pissed off at life and pissed off at everything else in the universe, I guess. Luckily enough, oh, get the introductions. Weaver, John C., Roseman, California. Luckily enough, the neighbors didn't keep the explosives past midnight. Actually, I had a little bit of sleep, not much off and on. But a sporadic explosion here or two somewhere woke me up. It's like every year it's getting worse and worse for me in celebrating a nationwide holiday of our country's birth. And I'm getting more and more sick to death about people's idiocy and cultural fascination with explosives and thinking they're all they're oral ordnance experts when it comes down for fireworks. I keep expecting the whole damn place to blow up. What I get, oh, let me rephrase that. Turning myself into the I remember when kind of person does designate me as getting older and older and not being able to appreciate the finer points of having a neighborhood blown to hell and having dogs scoured, not to mention sanity lost. And how many reports have to be done to the local fire department? Contemplating sending stuff over to the police department or the local sheriffs because of possible criminal intent. Yeah, been thinking of it. I'll also maybe thinking about carrying a respirator with me just in case. The smell of sulfur has been evaporated enough with the apartment sprinkler heads going off, swishing away all the evidence we've got regarding any possible fireworks except empty boxes that are still in the garbage cans. So, dealing with that particular logic there, I'm supposed to just deal with today as it is. And while my dog is going to be worrying about what's going on later tonight with the big show and then the remnants for tomorrow night. But they've been doing their dress rehearsals over the past 2 months. Not our neighbors here. No, they just doing it for the weekend to blow things up. And I'm not looking forward to it either. This is July 4th. This is supposed to be the nationwide holiday where we're supposed to be grilling, supposed to be having fun, going to amusement parks, going to different places, not planning for another hunker down. For those who've been suffering like crazy, this is one of those worst times that they have to endure. Besides New Year's. New Year's, we all know what's coming. Whatever they don't use for the July 4th arsenal, they'll save up for New Year's. And they'll launch it like crazy. What gets to me the most is the homemade stuff still floating around out there that people use, and I'm expecting to go boom. Unfortunately, I had seen the reports of what happened in South Los Angeles. Should make those corrections there. South Los Angeles. Guy bails himself on the state charges, but on the federal charges, he can't bail out of. He's already used up his collateral on that one. So now he's basically foobarred on that. His kid's taken away in protective custody. Fireworks are confiscated and taken care of over a week ago. But the memories of the place blown to hell and the neighbors still stuck in emergency shelters, so to speak. Another way of saying that they're in temporary motels until they get the hell out of there and try to see what kind of damage they can salvage and then see what they're going to do next. Or if they are doing that right now, even as we speak. But I suppose it's not going to happen out here in Roseman. I suppose it's not going to happen out here because they think they know better. They're more seasoned, they're more sophisticated. The kids think they got a handle on it. It's the other adults I'm worried about as well. I don't trust the kids, never will. Especially the assholes out here. But beyond here in Trailer Havens and everywhere else around here, no. No, the safe and sand is supposed to be for the low-level stuff, but for the skyrockets and the mortars, they don't sell those. No, you have to get those from other places and shipped over here, or transported over here. And this is the time and place where they can do it. Get stuff and then get it ready and then boom. All this just show how patriotic they are by blowing up neighborhoods and holding people hostage under tyranny. Tyranny under freedom. Freedom is someone who wants to express and show appreciation for the country by blowing it all to hell. Someone tried to use the logic in a meme concerning about using muskets. What's the difference with the muskets back then and here now? I'm going to chuckle on that one and say that's probably the dumbest damn thing I've ever seen. What's the difference? Is time. Generations. And conditions. Back then, they were so used to musket fire left and right. Everybody had a musket. That's going to be proven a point with those people under Second Amendment left and right saying that. Well, we should have guns fired all the time too. For those who've been under the fire, for those who have taken the heat, for those who've been through it, I don't think they're going to look too kindly under that logic. At least I know they're not. And in dealing with the fireworks we've got right now as it is, the fireworks are not flintlocks and muskets. They're a lot more explosive. They have a lot more explosive capability than anything else back then in the Revolutionary War, except maybe a damn cannon. And back then, people didn't mind them because they've already been through a damn war and listened to all the damn fireworks coming out of the damn things. Some people call them weak-minded out here, but unless they've already had shell shock already, they don't know what they don't know what the hell they're saying. And back then, the animals didn't like it either. Someone actually tried to make an equivalent concerning about what about thunderclaps? We got no control over damn thunderstorms. But humans have a control over fireworks. It's a choice. to light it or not to light it. And if you're going to light it, be careful and be prudent. And know that you've got people out there who don't like them, who have been through similar situations where they are just as traumatic and dangerous to them as a thunderclap is. Especially when they're too damn close to the home. And probably done by someone who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, even though they claim they do. Excuse me 1 second. Of course, I'll probably be called by every other damn name in the book. All the damn political names that they use. Because quite frankly, they want to celebrate their independence. As I said before, with tyranny. Not understanding that the firepower equivalent of 1 century is a hell of a lot different than today's firepower and potency. The stuff that they do over at Edwards Air Force Base is military and out of our control. Are we supposed to now get a protest out there? Are we supposed to be protesting all the time concerning about the sonic booms that happen out here? Are we now supposed to be storming Plant 42 in Edwards Air Force Base and demand they stop doing their designated function, which is aircraft testing, all the damn time during the daytime? My dog has gotten so damn used to it, she's not even aware of it. Someone else is going to say, see, 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 see. But you don't get it. The type of roar and thunder that they use is not dangerous. When they shake and rattle people's cages left and right, yeah. And you can see outside, or maybe you can't, if there's a contrail or not, for a guy just blasting through the sound barrier, and he's already out of range. True, he's probably rattling a lot of, or she, rattling a lot of cages, a lot of mental health cages out here, and probably scaring the hell out of the animals, unless they've already been used to this shit. And they can't do nothing about nature, and they can't do nothing about Edwards. But Edwards and firecrackers that start fires are a different thing altogether. Edwards don't start fires, but they do have firefighting apparatus. And when used in a major joint operation, when called upon, they are effective tools. But they take time to get their ass out here. Meanwhile, we've got one fire station with 3 engines. We've got an ambulance company, maybe about 3 or 4 ambulances that haven't been used up. And that's it. That's our EMS system for the entire area of Roseman for over 30,000 people in this place, according to census bureaus. And we've only have a handful of law enforcement to handle that many people. Somebody do the math on this. Fireworks are voluntary. Thunderstorms are different. And the government does what the government does, and you get used to this shit. And it's on a constant, irregular basis. The fireworks at night scare the hell out of people left and right, and animals left and right, not to mention during the daytime. Well, my dog has to be conditioned about being afraid of both day and night. Nah, I'll worry about that. Because that's human condition. That's human greed and avarice and ego. Their zest and their zeal to celebrate a holiday. Yes, there should be other times and other days to celebrate the holiday. And you know, there isn't. There's only one holiday. There's only one July 4th, and we have to party it up. We have to party it down. We have to blow things up. We have to use our fireworks as a form of expression at this point, because that's what they're supposed to be, a form of expression of joy, while seeing ashes raining down from the sky and potentially burning things left and right if they're given a chance. If they're cooled down enough, we're lucky. We just deal with the ashes and gases and the fumes to where we're coughing our heads off and our lungs up. But hey, who cares about the health conditions? Excuse me 1 second. I didn't want to hack in front of the damn camera. Or maybe I should have. Maybe I should have just hacked in front of the camera. The gases last night were coming through the windows. I had to get some ventilation in this place, and unfortunately, it's that fun sucking up the gases from outside through the vents into the household if I happen to put it on fan. Even if I happen to put it on a cold, it's still sucking up the stuff and trying to filter it out. But I can still smell it throughout the house. Let's look at my dog. She shivers throughout the night because she can't stand the smell of sulfur. The compounds that they use to explode and create the fiery effect in the sky. That's what my dog smells, and she can't stand it. Not to mention I can't stand the smell either because it causes irritation in the lungs. See, that's the other thing concerning about health conditions. It's not the mental health, it's also health conditions regarding lungs. But then again, about 20 or 30 years, if they happen to develop any lung cancers or anything like that, I'm not to blame. I just blame the dummy who lit the fuse. July 4th is supposed to be the celebration of a country's birth. We're supposed to be going in and swooning over anything and everything that's supposed to be bicentennial. We're supposed to be showing off our patriotic colors. What I've seen throughout the years is we haven't shown our patriotic colors except how to tell people that we're superior over to everybody else and we've become the decadent Rome. And of course, we're going to be telling people what to do and say because we have minority groups trying to do that already. We have a capital insurrection that's happened on January 6th. And some politicians are still downplaying the whole damn thing. And the other groups are waiting for their own turn to go after the Capitol or for someone else again. What was it this past week that we had? What was it? Rhode Island, Massachusetts? Somewhere in New England, we had a state trooper who calmly talked down while getting backup of almost a dozen militiamen who don't recognize the U.S. Constitution or the rules and regulations. But because of the trooper's training, he managed to get help, and for most of the guys that got caught and put away and going to have a nice long discussion with law enforcement, they're going to find out what the hell's going on, if there's going to be another attack. It's scary that our country is coming up to this particular point here. Remember the movie Escape from New York and then Escape from Los Angeles? Los Angeles didn't do it too good. But New York was an excellent film back in the 90s. John Carpenter directed a film that caught the imagination of a lot of people. Kurt Russell was the main character in there. Lee Van Cleef was almost an architectural villain in there, somewhat. He's the guy that put Pliskin in New York just to rescue Donald Pleasance. The point in the movie was, without doing the blot lines, the country had gone into a decayed state where they decided to have an United States police force. Basically a nationwide security agency to put people under lock and key. New York during that time was used as a not a deterrent, but the ultimate punishment besides killing people. Oh, you get to live on an island at this point over here. You get to survive with everybody, other nut jobs on there, but you don't come out alive. There's no parole. Once you get over there, you're dead. You're either dead of old age or you're going to be killed off by everybody else, but, screw it. You're a deviant, you go over there, you're going to die. If we actually had the government system's going to be allowing this situation to happen to where we're forcing ourselves to be put into this situation, and I guess we deserve to have our government collapse on us. I, for one, do not relish the idea of having a United States police force because it may be coming down the road in about 20 years or less. If we cannot get ourselves accountable and hold ourselves responsible for our own damn actions and thoughts at this point over here, if we can't tell people that we care, but only to a certain point, if we're telling people at this point that nothing else matters except their own death and destruction and everyone else's death and destruction, maybe we do deserve something like that then. Because quite frankly, I don't see any other way. And then the movie for Escape from Los Angeles, this part of Los Angeles gets to be floated away from an earthquake and then used as same thing like New York, except more and more social deviants get to live in the place. And they get to live on there at all. The coastline is lined, and the island is surrounded by the ocean. Where the hell are they going to go? The problem is, that's the thing. Some guy takes it for power, thinks God's in control, and therefore he should be absolute ruler because God deemed it necessary. He's at the right time in the right place. The President of the United States and the Escape from Los Angeles. I hope Biden is not going to be that kind of a person. And I hope Kamala Harris won't be that way either. They haven't been given a chance to be the leaders that they are trying to show that they want to be for their country. Because right now we're so damn screwed up, we're so damn conflicted with each other, that our hatred and our fear and our anger has confused us, and we've got other hate groups out there taking full advantage and telling people that they are in charge. They're going to set the rules. There are some groups out there that don't believe in the United States Constitution and never will, because it was created by someone else and not by them. Some people are so disgusted with the United States government that they want another Ruby Ridge. They want a government takedown. They want a government to go after them with arms so they can prove to the world that they were the innocent victims. They were only defending the U.S. Constitution when they were breaking it at the same damn time. Now, if this means that I am a brainwashed beatnik of some sort, however, me, a beatnik, you got to be kidding me. No, I'll take that back. Just a libtard. Or a liberty someone or someone liberty, I don't know. A Karen Liberty or a Liberty Karen. Yeah, that was a Liberty Karen. Okay, so I'm a Liberty Karen and I'm a libtard at the same time. I'm liberal minded. And that's alienated, and that's horrible thought for the conservatives because they want to rule everything. Excuse me. They want to make sure that they rule everything. They want to make sure that they are going to do everything else they can to control everything. And therefore, partisan politics, screw it. They're just going to have their way and screw everything else. So now we get to have this mindset left and right. We got to go through this war system. This is our democracy at action. Dangerous portions of it, yes, but it is there. For some people who can actually deal with the melodious sound of my voice, it'll be irritating as hell for them. Good. Because right now, that's all you got for right now.